August 30th, 2020. How's it going, guys? We're going to do another walk in the park. A little bit closer so they can hear me. Sometimes that mic don't pick up too good. That 820. What are we going to talk about today, guys? Oh, I think we got a lot to talk about today. So last night, somebody got a wire hair up their butt, put combs on my car, scraped some truck up on my car there. That's okay, though. No, it's not okay. Because it has to do with all the drugs and everything here. Kansas City, Independent. I'm sure you guys already heard there was another shooting at the Ultra 9 Lounge. Isn't that interesting? Now, how many people have to die or be shot at the Ultra 9 Lounge before Kansas City, Missouri will do something and shut that place down? I guess, you know, big factor here is the money. Only thing you gotta do is pull their liquor license. Pull their liquor license, guess what? No lounge. That stops all that. But I guess they're not, you know, Kansas City, Missouri is different. I will say Independence, they lay down the law a little bit better. Some of the stuff. They try to stop it. I will give them credit on all the meth that was up here by Susquehanna up here. They knocked a lot of that stuff out. But that place needs to go. That thing is just a holy terror there, isn't it? And my God, I can't imagine that much going on that many times and something not being done on that. I can't figure out how they ever got their liquor license anyway. You know, like I said, my dad, he worked for Hudson Oil Company. He also worked for Koch, or Koch. A lot of people couldn't pronounce it right. Koch, K-O-C-H. They had the asphalt company here. You know, that's that multi-billionaire. What was interesting, my dad had to deal with a lot of people here in the city, a lot of officials too. And some of them aren't all on the up and up. On the Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas side both. Inspectors, sometimes they want things, something on the side. And sometimes even to get liquor license. This goes way back. There was a guy I remember called Lukinoff that did the liquor control. And basically he's wanting a new deer rifle. He wanted my dad to, basically he kept saying, I'd sure like to have a certain kind. Anyway, it would all come down to, he wanted some money to go get a deer rifle. We'll just put it that way. And we'll just say he got his deer rifle. And we got the liquor license for the convenience store. One of 11 convenience stores that was in the Kansas City, Kansas, and Missouri area here. But this is just interesting to me. You know, they try to make it sound so good here, everything. Oh my God. There's stuff so corrupt here, it's not even funny. And boy, there's a lot of corrupt here. And I know a lot about it. I'm going to hold judge about a few things here right now. We're going to do some more disclosure on about this stuff coming in here to Kansas City. But we're going to talk about it. I can tell you this much right now. They bring it in across the Mexican border, bring it up through Texas, Oklahoma, and it comes right into Kansas City. The only reason I know that is because that one bar, like I said, when I was going through that divorce of mine, those bikers, they were bringing it up here. And you wouldn't believe how they were doing it. They were bringing it up in a laptop bag in their backpack, like. I was sitting in there one night. Well, I don't know what the value, street value or something like that was. But all the bouncers jumped up and got around this one biker guy had just come in. Back up from Texas up there. And anyway, he had a full, in this laptop bag, had a full deal of cocaine. I don't know what the street value was, or something like that would be. I wasn't there to be looking at them, watching them. I was there to dance, have a good time. But this stuff has got way out of hand here. And especially since the deep state, the fractions here are trying to take over. See, I believe in the Republican Party. I believe in Donald Trump. Let's just hope he makes it for another 4 years as president. He gets back in there. But we need a lot of eyes open here in Kansas City. A lot of eyes open. I mean, the organization and the stuff that's going on here, they're organized. I mean, they got a big ring here operating. And everybody just turns their head the other way. Went to a dance. And this is connected in with churches too. I mean, you got Church of the Resurrection Unity. I went up to Church of Resurrection one night to this dance. Met up with this biker gal. We get talking. We go up to the Carlos up there. She's telling me that her uncle, he worked for the FBI. He was in the FBI. Now this is what got to be. She tells me that some of the FBI agents were scared of the neo-Nazis here and dealing with them. Well, you know, if they're law enforcement and they can't deal with that, then they should get a different profession. You know, when you take on a profession, you need to take an oath. You know, just kind of like that Farmer Jones, that lawyer talks about. You took an oath to uphold the law. You took the oath to stand here for us citizens for freedom. If you're not going to abide by that, get out of the way. Let somebody else do it. But I really thought about that when she was talking to me about that night. We sat up there for about 3 hours at the Carlos and talked. Imagine it's like these bars, it's like Doc Holliday's, you know, they used to serve food there. Depending on the beat at 3 a.m., you have to serve so much food, you know, or you couldn't be a 3 a.m. bar. I don't know. This stuff has got way out of hand though, I see that. But where it all comes back to, what worries me is our freedom here of the United States of America. And that's what I'm looking at. Because you got to look at the bigger picture. I mean, all this trickles down. Not good. Time will show all in all this. I'll guarantee you that much. Everybody's gonna get to see who the bad guys and the good guys are. You know, I guys got on a glimpse of that Israeli News Live. I didn't get to look at it because it was an hour long because there's a lot of other things I have to do. But anyway, that gentleman's wife, anyway, said that she was being attacked by some of the witchcraft women. I don't think you've seen that. Yeah, I'm thinking a thing or two here. Oh, this thing is a mess. And people don't like to, you know, people just think they can turn their head. You better not turn your head because you'll lose your freedom. You don't want to lose your freedom. Definitely don't want to lose your freedom here. You know, I think that one guy that stood up there, I think it was the first night, when they did the Republican convention there, it was from Cuba. I think he spoke the best out of all of them. I really do. And there's so many of these people that want to see the USA fall because they want to control it all. Not a good thing. Imagine it's like I was listening to Farmer Jones yesterday. He was talking about Germany. I mean, there's some German doctors over there that's wanting to know why about this COVID-19. They don't buy into all this either. You know, some of this stuff has got way, way out of hand. You know, I don't think that all the Germans are bad. I think there's a lot of them that want to take over. There's a lot of them groups, fractions that want to do bad things. I mean, you have to put it in perspective. mean, that's just like my friend out there in Phoenix, out there. It's black. I mean, one day he was talking, he said, you know, because I always try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. That's the problem on all this. The way this says stuff now, you have to watch. You have to have your eyes open 24/7. Because, like I said, my black friend, he said there's blacks, and then he said that other wrong word. And I was shocked for him to say something like that. And he said, well, he said, that's just the way it is. So when you get the blacks and the other ones saying, oh, you know, they try to act like and sugarcoat it, that's BS too. I mean, he was black, and he was my friend, still is, always will be. But you got the other ones, the radicals, the ones that want to cause chaos. Not good. I sure wouldn't want to live in a socialist, communist world here. Definitely not. Stand and fight for freedom. That's the most important thing. And there's a lot to be more known. And I got a lot more to disclose too, guys. A lot more. I mean, you get the church groups, you know, I watched on TV about a month ago when church groups were saying about organized different groups. There's a lot of bad church groups, but there's other problems too involved here. They never want to do anything, or they focus on the wrong issues. Some of the things of this is, look, it comes down to the bottom line. The drugs fuel everything because the bottom line is that's how the money exchanges out. Sure, there's drugs, there's guns being sold here too. But the big volume of it is the drug problem. And if that's not addressed, nothing's going to change. You know, you can sit around and say, oh, you know, things will get better. It won't happen. And if people don't stand up, if people don't make people accountable for what they're doing, if you can show that, if you can show these people doing the wrong things, put some of these criminals away, get them off the street. But the problem of it is you have to stop buying the drugs too. Because if you don't stop buying that, that's what fuels it all. And that's the bottom line. Kansas City, like I say, I bought a house. Oh God, it was about, I don't know, about 15 years ago over in Kansas City, Missouri side. And had a nightmare. It was this school, we moved over by this school, it was in Raytown. But guess what? Kansas City, Missouri area, because Kansas City, Missouri annexed everything. So they could make more money, get more tax money. They didn't like to come out that far, come over here. Well, that's what kills me. I don't know if they got any new substations, but they either had to come down for, like, where was that, over in 63rd or from downtown Kansas City if they had something going on this far out. I don't know if they have any, like I say, new substations or anything. But that was it. They were up at that Raytown School every night dealing. One night, then they were using children. They were using kids. I got more response out of the Raytown School District. I had photographed it. They put the fence up. They put a fence up so they couldn't get in around, but they couldn't block the other area because it was a private drive going into the school. Well, you know, I thought there was laws here if they were dealing drugs on school property or within so many feet that they just slam these people if they were doing that. But I guess not, which is even more interesting. And I got tired of fighting with it. It's like, this is a lost cause here. I tried for 2 years and they just kept on. Shoot, I mean. But anyway, Raytown didn't want it posted. So they put the deal up. But the problem with Raytown, they go back there too, and on the playground and stuff, you could find needles, other different things, stuff like that. The problem of it was, whoever was doing the custodial and the other stuff left the gates unlocked. Left the gates unlocked, that don't stop nothing now, does it? I've been trying to find that old video too. But I'm going to get it up before sunset. See if I can find it. But that was another interesting deal too. Very interesting. Listen to these sirens. I mean, anymore I hear them all the time here. And this isn't just going out to Center Point and stuff. What I find this morning too is interesting. There was either looked like a ambulance or something else at the top of the hill about 30 minutes before somebody put those cones on the top of my car, because there was a whole bunch of flashing lights at the top of the hill, and I just wonder who that was. But it was way on up. You could see the lights flashing that much on all of it. So, you know, Farmer Jones, you might check his go back and check a couple of the 3 of his videos out. They actually found somebody was shipping candy through this church supposedly, and they had a whole, I think they said the whole truck full of guns in it. Well, I wonder how that happened. Yeah, well, I'd like to know which church it was. That might be interesting too. More ways than one. So guys, this is just a short little video. Have a good one.